looked at the prize winners for the Queen Elizabeth Prize for Engineering, looked at other prize winners. There were always questions about, well, does this actually make a difference? Does this make a difference, he would say. And I think that's a very powerful question that people should ask more often.
We heard earlier, John, that he was someone who could chair a meeting extremely well. I mean, everything you're saying makes me wonder whether he would have been in an alternative life, a good businessman, a good chief executive.
I think he'd be a great chairman of a FTSE 10 company. He would certainly, his world view and the way he spoke to lots of people, it was tremendously encouraging. I remember when I started as president of the Royal Academy of Engineering, I was still CEO of BP, and I'd been to Egypt, and I was talking about having met the president of Egypt, and he wanted a discussion, which I won't repeat, of a sort of comparative analysis of all the presidents of Egypt that he'd met, and you know, what were their strengths and weaknesses, and what was good for business and what was bad for business. That's what chairman should do. I mean, he really could represent, could absorb, and could direct the way in which patterns of behaviour were executed after going around to see people. So he'd make a great chairman.
Lord Brown, John Brown, thank you very much for talking to us.
The statement that's been released by former Prime Minister Tony Blair says Prince Philip will naturally be most recognised as a remarkable and support to the Queen. However, he should also be remembered and celebrated in his own right as a man of foresight, determination and courage, often way ahead of his time in protection of the environment, reconciliation between religious faiths and the creation of the Duke of Edinburgh's award scheme. Well, His Royal Highness the Duke of Edinburgh passed away at Windsor Castle this morning, and our correspondent Helena Wilkinson is outside the castle now. Just a relatively short time, just a few weeks, Helena, since he returned to the castle from that long hospital.
Yes, that's right, Michelle. The Duke of Edinburgh returned, was discharged from the Central London Hospital just over 3 weeks ago now, and he came back here to Windsor Castle. He was brought back in a car. You may remember seeing the pictures of him in the back of the car. He did look relatively tired, but no surprise given the length of stay in hospital and the fact that he was 99 years old. But here at Windsor Castle, the Royal Standard is flying above the castle, meaning the Queen, Her Majesty the Queen, is here in residence. And as news of the Duke's death came through and rippled...
Our usual pre-match ritual was probably Friday night at Tiffany's under plastic palm trees. You know, it wasn't quite painting what I was going to get next day at football. He really, really took it to another level.
It's you've got a Kickstarter campaign, haven't you, to sort of, and it's going pretty well by the look of it, actually.
Yes, thanks, Andy. We launched it last Thursday, and I had a list of people to contact, and by the time I got down a dozen people, the numbers were flying in. So it's 75% there, I think, but still needs that extra.
His life to our country. He said we will always be grateful for his amazing service, and we shouldn't forget Prince Philip was a much-loved husband, father, grandfather, and great-grandfather.
Ben Kentish reporting. Back to Sheila Fogarty. 1 minute role that Ben didn't mention there, of course, was father-in-law. And Sheila, sadly, he had to watch as a number of marriages went, as many marriages do, went the wrong way. Even Princess Anne, sadly, the first outing with Mark Phillips. Yeah. Well, we all know about Charles and Diana, and sadly, the Duke of York as well, and Sarah Ferguson. How do we know how he was towards those children, as a father-in-law?
Well, do you remember when he...
Goldbank massive bounce back sale. Up to 5% off on thousands of products. Silver, gold, platinum, yes, you heard that right. There is a sale on all things precious. For a further discount, apply voucher.
To come. To declare a lifelong dedication is to take a huge risk, to embark on a costly venture. it is clear to me that the Queen's words spoken about her husband over 20 years ago remain as true today. We owe him a debt greater than he would ever claim, or we shall ever know. My prayers are with Her Majesty the Queen and the royal family at this time. I pray that they may know God's comfort and